What's up, everybody? This is the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 29. My name is Robbie.
And this is Omar.
And this is David.
And before we start, we're going to be addressing, not really an issue, but kind of a concern from one of the comments we've got previously, that our podcast is indeed a, aside from talking about the show, it's also a spoiler-filled podcast. All the episodes and stuff that we talk about is all filled to the brim with spoilers. So, if you guys are interested in checking it out, or or at the very least, if you guys have checked out the anime that we've talked about, then definitely be sure to come back here. And if you guys don't care about spoilers, you guys just want to hear us talk and stuff, stick around. We'll give you guys what you guys want.
The juice.
All right, I'm going to start things off with Dragon's Dogma, episode 6.
Dogma.
Yeah, this one was kind of lackluster.
Lust episode, though.
The Lust episode that we've been hinting at, like, oh man, I can't wait how this is going to be done. It's very boring, and it was very short, too. We noticed that the runtime for the episode was, 19 minutes compared to, the regular, 20 something?
Half an hour almost.
Almost 28 minutes. Yeah, so it's crazy. It was just lackluster.
Yeah.
There's nothing really much to talk about other than that we get more of...
If you've seen the last week episode with Greed, on how Ethan's been acting, it kind of carries over to this episode.
Oh, very much so.
That's all he thinks about.
I think, he just vengeance, just constantly.
Yeah, and then we get more backstory about Ethan and Olivia as well.
Yeah, I mean, did we need it?
No.
I don't think so, no. I mean,
No.
I think they kind of already got the point across that, Olivia and Ethan were, two peas in a pod, they were, they were lovers, star-crossed lovers and all that stuff, but...
Which made them outcasts in town.
Yeah, so... It was kind of stuff that we already knew, and obviously, the whole thing that ties this whole thing together with the whole episode of Lust and all that was the fact that Succubus, that they hinted at from the last episode, is basically the main thread of this one. They're basically trying to basically suck Ethan dry and all that stuff, his life energy.
Yep.
Didn't happen. Ethan was more or less able to, show his humanity, his last bits of humanity, with him, then acknowledging that he was tired, and the fact that he saw Olivia. But what broke him out of that was the fact that he noticed that he had the two armbands that, or the bangles that he gave to his wife, that he wore on his arm as a memento, and he noticed that, this Olivia doesn't have it, obviously, because real Olivia's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, and it should have been 2 and 2, but I guess Ethan not being the right mind state that he is, and being tired,
pretty much.
So that's kind of why he kind of wished that the Olivia and the Succubus portrayed was true, but it wasn't. Yeah. And choke that Succubus down.
Yeah, that definitely. I said this before with the guys, but definitely gave me Kiritsugu vibes with this one.
Yes, from
that's how he just straight up just nope to his last remaining bits of humanity, and literally just strangled the Succubus. And while the Succubus still looked like his wife, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the most hard. That was the hardcore part. That's why I said it gave me Kiritsugu vibes with that, because it's just. He's like, no, I don't care. Bam!
Nope. And
go for this choke.
And pissed off Ethan and just continue on the journey.
Yeah. It was still the dead of night, too.
Funny thing is that he didn't even sleep.
Nope.
Oh, he never got the sleep that he needed.
Nope. He enjoyed the bed for a peep 5 seconds.
Yeah. And he's like, nope, we're going.
And yeah, that was Dragon's Dogma, episode 6. Lust episode sucked, and
I mean, it wasn't just the fact that this is titled Lust. I mean, again, we're just basing this off of kind of what it has to offer, and Dragon's Dogma has just kind of more or less just kind of been more of a decline. I feel like we're just kind of feeling what Ethan's feeling, where he's just losing that bit of humanity, I guess.
on his show.
On his own show, yeah. So I don't know. We got one more episode. We're not gonna axe it here, obviously, but we got We got one more episode to go.
And on to the next anime. We have The Great Pretender, episode 19.
Yeah.
This one's a full backstory.
This one's full flashback, but hey, this one, unlike Dragon's Dogma, this one actually felt very interesting to follow. We got a lot of context behind what Laurent was like as a person, you know, kind of what made him be the man he was, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it was very cool to see how he came into the con business itself, and how Dorothy, how he met her.
Yeah.
And she was a con herself, and they met the original con group, which we also happened to stumble upon Oz.
Yeah, and for a little context, Dorothy was the woman that we saw during that quick flashback scene from what Laurent was, you know, seeing from before.
Yeah, in the beginning.
When the arc first started. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very cool to see, you know, basically the OG cast.
Yeah, we have, well, like Omar mentioned, we got Oz, you know, aka Makoto's dad, Dorothy, Laurent, the new guy, and the
Jima.
Yeah,
I
the
forgot.
grandma.
Yeah.
Shiun, I guess. We'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, got the cast.
Yeah, and we get to see all their crazy cons that they pull off here and there, and they have like simple rules, like, you know, it's kind of like Ocean's 11,
Ocean's 12, basically. Yeah.
Ocean vibes, you know, and one specific rule, like, don't fall in love. We're all lone wolves here.
Yeah. No family, no nothing. We're not friends. We're not family. We're just business.
We con only bad people, and we don't kill.
Yes.
And it's all, I like the whole, you know, montage of all the cons they did.
Yeah, they go around the world. They target specific big wigs that they con and all that. And it was fantastic. But unfortunately, the one rule that Laurent was told not to follow, he gotta follow into that. the fall in love thing in particular.
Yeah, I mean she's a pretty attractive woman, so why wouldn't he? And, yeah, they end up, you know, he's like really like pushing it to, like, you know, get married and like settle down. And I guess she was kind of like in agreement too, but she wanted to do like a last hurrah, a last heist.
Oh jeez.
And this last heist ends up being the heist that we're kind of in now.
Yeah, the Shanghai Mafia, basically.
Yep. And I was just shocked how this is all like coming around.
It's all coming full circle. Yeah,
all these are like ties to the beginning of the episode and all of this.
Basically, yeah.
Yep,
So
the whole beginning of this arc itself. So now it makes sense why we got the beginning of the arc with Makoto and his dad to now where we're at with Laurent.
Yeah,
I feel like Laurent is controlling the whole show in general.
If anything, this whole arc, it has to be with Oz.
Yeah.
Because honestly, from what I'm getting the feel of, he was the one that set up this heist, because he's very detailed in how he does his heist. They explain in the episode. But yeah, it's very crazy, and we don't get the whole full backstory on that. They leave a lot of a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So we're still on flashback land, but it's very interesting flashback land.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot of context behind a lot of different, questions and answers and stuff that we didn't know before, like the fact that Oz was part of the OG group and all that.
Yeah. So
very cool.
We'll see what happens from there. Still exciting. Like Robbie said here, this is, you know, way better than Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
And yeah,
the roast continues.
that's my take on it.
Yeah, and then we move on to our next anime, Fire Force Season 2, Episode 17.
Oh, man.
We finally get the conclusion of kind of what this whole, I guess, arc, you can call it.
Just a
battle.
Segment.
Yeah.
Good little event.
What it's leading up to, and this is pretty much what we thought it was going to be. It was pretty much what we talked
about last episode, but now it's just the actual like finish of the fight.
Yeah, they just, I mean, overall, they just kind of wanted to flex on, like, hey, this is the sixth pillar, Nataku. Oh, man, he has radioactive fire. And, like, again, where we left off was the fact that Karan specifically, like, I'm thinking about it now, it was just him that was kind of, like, siding with Shinra and Chrono.
Yeah.
Like, during that one particular, like, bit.
Yeah,
and then, like, everybody else was kind of like, in their own little corner or whatever.
because Nataku, he was endangering everybody around the whole area because of the radioactive.
You know who I feel bad for?
Who?
Karan's hype men in particular.
Oh yeah, they all died.
They all died, yeah.
Well, we're all merged to the kid.
Oh yeah, they all merged to the Inferno demon. But yeah, that kid takes it up to 11 and just he like loses it.
Yeah,
he loses it badly.
We got to get a flashback of his.
Oh yeah, his origin.
Mm-hmm.
Origin.
Like, kind of what he is about.
He was also a prodigy kid prior to the whole Adalo burst.
Yeah, he was even revealed as a third generation even before he got bit by the infernal bug.
Yeah, but the family didn't want that to be his main objective. He wanted to be a doctor like his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obviously too much pressure for one little kid.
Yeah.
So it just all bottled up.
It all bottled up and all released into one gigantic just pillar of energy.
Yeah.
Which which was cool, but it was insane at the same time. That was definitely like my favorite part of the episode was when Karan was basically like catching the whole attack, and
I know
his life was flashing before his eyes, and seeing Haume when she was a kid, and she was just kind of like just a spoiled brat basically.
Yeah, because obviously if you heard us talk about this character in particular, he's our hype.
Karan is he's definitely like the character of the season. It was funny too because like the season itself was hyping up Inca.
Yeah.
As like, oh, here's the new girl character.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's like Karan stole our hearts.
Yeah.
He's our goat right here.
And man, he takes this shot like a champ, bro. Like there was points like we thought he was gonna die. Like, no, this can't be the end for this man. Like he better clap it back or something,
Yeah,
he kind of hold it like a Hadouken.
Oh, he definitely did, bro. He was trying to master his Hado real quick, bro.
He caught the attack, and the attack itself was supposed to basically like a nuclear level. It was supposed to level like 500 kilometers like worth of like land.
Yeah.
Basically, if it hit, and Karan, like again, for better or for worse, he saved a lot of people.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
We got a glimpse of his eye too when he
when his blindfold was like ripped up a bit. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, we got to see his eyes, his one eye.
But again, the coolest thing though is that he caught the attack and he shot it up to the moon, which left a huge crater up on there. So
I like how they built it up to it too. There was just it wasn't like big or like bombastic. It was like a silent. It's just going up there, you know.
Yeah, it's just like how space works.
Yeah.
I honestly love the more accurate depiction of how it would have happened. Yeah. Exactly.
So, but thankfully, he lives through it. Thank God. And then that's when Chrono is like, "Yo, you're way too strong, kid. I'm gonna put you in your place now."
Yeah, and he chops up all the monsters' limbs and stuff, and
then we get to see his level of powerful.
Yeah, he's very powerful.
Even what are they called again?
The White Clad?
The White Clad even noticed, like, damn.
Yeah, pretty like, strong. What the hell?
That's a
pretty. I was able to cut through all that. The funny thing is that like all these different battles and stuff have not been like helping Shinra like much at all, really.
Nah.
It's all just kind of like to centerfold like all the other characters that we have.
Yeah, like basically this event was like Hajime. What they were doing and the White Clad, like their new recruitments and where they're at.
Basically, yeah.
Because honestly, the Fire Force, the 8th Department, they were like in the sidelines.
And the funny thing about this is that like to basically give this episode a moral, Kurono basically says, "No, I don't expect anything from you. I want you to stay weak."
Jeez,
Which inspires the kid.
Yeah, it inspired him to basically not keep having to try a whole lot.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. I mean, I get the point across of what Kurono was trying to say. It's like, you know, you like hold what you have dear. You know,
young.
don't. Yeah, you're young right now. But the way he said it was just like all kinds of messed up. It's like, stay weak so I can beat up on you more. Okay, you don't have to let go of that.
Yeah, it's so weird. And
it's really weird.
It's so weird that even Chiron himself was like, damn, 99% of people would not get this, but the 1%, oh, they get it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. But yeah, after all that ends and dones, the 8th Department gets a meeting with Hajime, and they talk things over about like the event and what their goal is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they have a plan.
I guess they managed to, I guess, agree with Hajime, the corporation, with the Fire Force.
Yeah, the 8th Department.
The 8th Department. They figure out that what's his name?
Vulcan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Vulcan
gonna
basically
find a way
proposed. Yeah, Vulcan proposed because originally what Hajime wanted to do was to basically utilize all the Adalo burst users and sacrifice them in order to create another Amaterasu. But Vulcan proposed, no, we don't need another Amaterasu. All we need is like pure manpower. We can be able to build the world that we lost and then some without even needing to sacrifice anybody. And so Hajime, the president in particular, actually agreed to it.
He was inspired.
Like,
Those
he was
eyes.
inspired. His eyes like went from like a fishy kind of like glossy stare
He looked
to
like a dead eyes.
Yeah, he was dead. He was like dead fish eyes. Yeah, to actually human. He was like, whoa. He was like a kid again.
He didn't think about that.
Despite the fact he was already playing video games, but yeah. Hey, but he won though. You know, that was kind of like symbolism. The fact that, you know, he's turning over.
The squad had his back too.
Yeah. So now so moral of the story: Hajime is no longer bad. They're actually good now.
Yeah.
For now, anyway. So
for money.
Money.
Yeah, that was it for Fire Force. It was I can't say it's a nothing episode. We definitely got something out of this. We got to get introduced to Hajime, what they're about, and all that stuff. So
yeah,
and Nataku too.
I just can't wait to see what they do from here now.
Yeah, hopefully no more setups. We just go straight into actual plot development and just kind of see where the plot actually goes from here. That's what we're waiting for.
Yep. And on to the next anime. We have MWZ. I'm not gonna say the full name.
We don't need to. We already. If you want to know what it is, you know, we got the time links, all that other stuff.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Yep.
Episode 2, and this we get in conclusion to the fight they have in the first episode.
Yeah, one casualty.
Yeah, only one person died in this.
Yeah.
In this whole battle.
Not even like I guess the supposed leader of the rebels died. I guess in that fight.
No.
He's captured for immense torture, but he lived that fight. The one that died though was unfortunately the best friend.
Yes, the best friend of our MC, who's in the army. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that Inu would do the final blow on his back?
Yeah, poor Leo. Leo, you just traumatized with everything that happened.
Yep, and I guess the resistance have now to escape the city, and they're trying to find a way to get out of Dodge without getting caught. And it's a tough task.
Yeah, problem though is that because of kind of that little bit that happened with them, with the resistance, I guess, leader or whatever getting captured, means torture, getting information, all that stuff. And they were able to find out that where the resistance was heading to and all that.
Yeah, because I guess, you know, he spilled the beans after a month of too much torture. And they knew their every step and their hideouts, and that it wasn't even an underground tunnel at one point.
Yeah, and they knew everything about it because the guy spilled all the beans.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they didn't have the manpower, a lot of manpower to like cover every area.
Yeah, because there was like only 5 or 6 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the captain, I think, he offered to go send more men, but he was like,
yeah,
no. The captain, the commanding officer, he was like, no, I got this. We got this, fam. And obviously they did not got it, but they
did what they could though.
Yeah, so
they didn't lose any people on their end at least.
No. And we get introduced to a woman and her daughter.
Yeah,
I forget their names, but they're also part of the resistance, and we get to learn about like this bad this disease
that comes from a particular chemical that is spewed, basically kind of like volcanoes.
Yeah. And
it's spewed from beneath the surface of the earth. And the town that the resistance is basically residing in is affected by it, which unfortunately, due to the disease and stuff and the severe nature of it, the daughter only has about 6 months left to live.
Yep. Very sad, but that's just how the resistance roll. That's how they live in.
Yep.
Sector 7 all over again.
Pretty much. I mean, they're pretty much. This whole empire stuff, it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we get to see how our freedom fighters are just trying to escape.
Yeah.
And how it's pretty because compared to the first episode, it was very explosions and like a lot of setup, and this one's like more like sneaking around.
Yeah.
Espionage,
yeah. Trying to not get caught and all that stuff, which one of them actually do. The mom, she actually gets caught as a decoy.
Yeah.
And she was right when she was about to go through the same torture as the resistance leader did. That's when a big grenade explosion happens, and turns out that the base that's right next to the torture facility was completely torched to the ground in fire. It
was on fire, which got everyone on dodge, and that's when Inu shows up, all disguised and everything. He was able to help save the mom from that fate. Yes, and they get out of the city, and that's how the episode ends.
The getaway.
But not before the captain finds out that Inu has a sister.
So. No. And you know how much he likes to torture people.
I know.
Jeez.
But here's the but though.
You want to break it down to them?
I want to break it down for our audience here. We will not be continuing MWZ. We didn't go for the 3rd episode. We just kind of figured that the setup is pretty good and everything like that, but there's nothing that out of all the anime that we have in our list so far.
Yeah.
There's nothing in particular that grabs us about this anime.
Yeah.
If you guys want to leave a comment or anything like that, we'll be down to maybe continue it.
Yeah. We'll probably give it another episode or something.
Give it another proper 3rd episode
to
kind of see where it goes. But for now, it's we're done with MWZ.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Yep. Now we move on to our next anime, Adachi to Shimamura, episode 3.
Episode 3.
This one was more or less weird, I guess, because we finally have the identity of the alien girl.
Yeah.
Not her name. We get kind of get to see what she looks like.
Yeah.
And she's an adorable looking little girl that's glowing.
Super glowing hair.
Super glowing. Yeah.
Very distracting.
Twilight status. Shiny.
Kind of. I mean, she doesn't sparkle. Shiny. I mean, yeah, she sparkles. Her hair sparkles, but she's mostly glowing though. That's the weird thing. I find the glowing more distracting than sparkles.
Yeah. Other than the glow, I dig her design.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cute.
And just like she said herself, she wants to blend in with the crowd, and obviously that little astronaut suit that she was walking around with.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, stuck it out like a sore thumb. And I like every time they didn't know who she was. She always had oh, hold on one second.
She has her helmet on standby, and the reason why she wore the suit in the first place is because human kind of design is supposed to be taking form.
Yeah, it wasn't done processing.
Yeah, so
think about like a slow load up time in an old computer.
yeah.
But yeah, onto our main girls. Shimamura is like, just gathering all her thoughts.
She's still processing kind of everything that happened, because the episode literally starts like from where it last continued off of, where they were sitting together and everything like that. And right when Adachi, had to go.
No,
yeah,
well, she was gonna go for a kiss.
She was going for first base.
Yeah.
But then she got too
chickened out
embarrassed and ran out.
Like I said, she bailed.
Embarrassment.
That's when Shimamura was kind of wiring everything together. She's like,
well, she didn't get it. She thought it was just a natural sit down with the sis.
no, but then she also had the thoughts, because when her sister was like, when her sister came over and she was kind of sitting in the same pose.
The brain kind of worked a bit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like she was putting the wires together.
She didn't get it completely though.
I know. I didn't say anything that like she got it completely, but I was saying that like she was kind of putting the wires together. She was kind of like picturing Adachi kind of like in that same kind of position, scenario, and whatever. And I don't know. She was just kind of getting ideas.
Yeah.
Again, not to the extent as Adachi, obviously. But,
yeah, because Adachi's like right away. Like,
oh yeah.
like
Adachi at this point, like past episode 2, she's like full on like, yeah, I like her.
She's fallen mad over heels for her.
Yeah.
Shimamura. And we get to see all that,
Oh yeah.
Since she took the day off basically from school.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And
she wasn't sick or anything.
She was too embarrassed.
Yeah, she was too embarrassed of what happened with her friend.
To see her, she couldn't take it.
And Shimamura's like, she goes visit her.
Yeah.
Like a good friend she is.
Because
like,
she's been sending messages and stuff, and she hasn't
texting back.
Because guess what?
What?
Her phone was in her school bag, and she left her school bag at Shimamura's house.
Oh no! No wonder.
Yeah.
We thought Shimamura was getting just blocked.
Yeah. Hey, but good news though. Good news. Adachi and Shimamura go on a date, or actually more so they hang out.
Yes, because she told her to hang out with her
on Saturday evening.
Yeah. And guess who else is there?
Who?
The alien.
What? What is she doing there?
She's there because the alien said, "Hey, I was up with you guys."
Hey, I want to repay back the favor for that delicious donut you gave me.
And then Shimamura grabs Adachi's hand just to make sure she doesn't leave and run away.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just very cute little banters between them and stuff.
It's very adorable, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously just colors just pop out like.
Yeah,
like
I enjoy Adachi a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like her like interactions and stuff with like basically her reactions of like basically wanting to feed Shimamura and stuff.
She was kind of jealous.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very high schoolish, love story. And yeah, it was cute episode.
Yep.
Cute all around. And this is the episode 3.
We're keeping it. I mean, I think we already kind of decided that this is.
No. Just kidding.
I love how David's the ones that
I love to say that.
Yeah, no.
I like pulling your strings, man.
Yeah. No, this one's definitely a keeper though. This one's a more.
Yeah, we go.
Oh, I thought you wanted to say something.
No.
They wanted to continue with your bit. I'm like, go ahead.
No, continue.
Yeah,
yeah, it's very cute, colorful. It's very different from all the other animes we're watching, and wholesome, very wholesome.
Yep.
And on to the next anime. We have Wandering Witch: The Journey of Elaina, episode 4.
Yep.
What episodes, man?
What a great episode this was.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, like it's kind of weird. It's like it feels like it was more like the episode 3 with how dark it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but like, yeah, it feels kind of like a nice conclusion of kind of like what the story was set up. But anyway, yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead, explain.
let's start off to the new story we're set up with. Elaina stumbles upon a country that's very empty and falling with ashes.
Yeah.
And it looks like
they told the story in the beginning, I think, right?
Yeah, they told the story of the princess having like a baby with like
With the cook?
Yes, with the peasant. and that's kind of like a theme, I guess, with this anime. Like it tells you half of a story.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it doesn't tell you the full story. So it gets more. We'll get the full story in the end of the anime, and that's how they set it up. But yeah, Elaina stumbles upon a country. There's no one in it. It's a lot of ashes, and she wonders what's up with it. She's like, "Well, what's going on here? Why is it like no people? It's a big city with nothing. It looks abandoned and war torn."
Yeah, and the main thing is
another thing that I like about this show is that it makes you think right off the bat. Because from the first the first episode, you never thought about it like that. But once they started giving us a little bit of a story towards the other 2 episodes, I started realizing like, it makes you think like, what would this episode be? So throughout the episode, I was thinking, a specific thing. Continue, I guess, where you left off, Omar.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, it keeps you on your toes when you're watching this anime. It's like, I wonder where they're gonna go with this one. Is it gonna be as dark as the last episode, or sweet, wholesome? But it ends up being dark because Elaina stumbles upon a castle that's not been touched at all.
Yeah, the reason why she did was because she needed a place to stay. Because given with it was like a combination of ash and also snow too. Because it was legitimately really cold. So, and she needed a place to stay, and there was literally no other place of refuge for her to just like stay in or anything, because everything was just demolished and destroyed. At first she thought it was all like by war and combat and stuff, but she finds out later what happened. But yeah, the castle itself was the only place you can actually stay.
She walks in, and then I guess she passes this field thing, and I was like, whoa, what does this mean?
Yeah,
I didn't expect that, but I guess continue.
When I first saw it, I thought it was like a trap.
I thought so too. Yeah, I thought it was like a trap. It's like once the victim comes in, they can't come out.
They're stuck.
Exactly.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But yeah, she goes into the castle and she sees like these 3 paintings of like, I guess, the family that was living there, and we find our new character, Mirror Rose.
Mirror Rose.
That's a princess, but I guess lost her memories. Through the process, and the only reason she knows that because there was a note that was left on her drawer to remind her that she is a princess and she has a duty to accomplish. Which Elaina and her, they have a sweet dinner. They have a sweet little dinner from having a long day on her journey, whatever.
Yeah.
She explains why she's here and all that. And Mirror Rose updates her, is like, hey, I'm gonna need your help. There's this evil thing at night.
Yeah, and the thing is that they need the only way she could get out of her amnesia thing is that she has to defeat the dragon thing.
Yes, the dragon that's lurking in the night.
Yeah, and the only reason why she knows all of this is because she found letters that was addressed to her in regards to kind of what is actually going on. It's revealed through the letters and stuff and all that is that this is her 7th day after her amnesia, where she's like reading the letters and actually understanding the whole thing. And it also turns out that she's also capable of using magic. She's actually a witch herself as well.
Yeah, which this is great. So we have 2 witches in combat.
So then after that, I guess it was the next day, and the
next day was when the next actual day, because the dragon itself is only active at night. But during the day, Mirror Rose actually commissions Elaina to basically build a trap. So
so you just see she makes these little bears and teddy bears and stuff.
If y'all ever seen Fantasia, the wizard's hat, the wizard's apprentice, that's basically like that, where Mickey Mouse is like kind of controlling all these brooms and mops to basically clean the wizard house and all that stuff. It's basically like that, except with teddy bears from the kingdom.
Very cute, very, very cute. But it tires out Elaina, and she's like, "Oh man, I can't keep up."
They were digging a hole, right?
A huge hole,
big hole for a dragon.
Yeah.
So she was worn out, and she tells her, Miros tells her, it's like, you go back, like, you know, I got this. Like, you could take your rest and we'll eat dinner. And she's like, okay, I'll do that. But Elaina, being, you know, the sweetheart that she is, she's like, nah, I'm already in this joint. I might as well, you know, fight with her.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I want to protect Miros too.
So she just hides in the little shack area or store.
Yeah.
Broken store.
For like an ambush attack.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And that's where we get our action piece in this.
Yeah, it's super well done. Like Miros, you see her like kind of fly, luring the dragon to her.
The dragon looked so weird though. It like half of the body was a dragon, and then the rest was like
a spider,
centipede or
spider. It was like a bug of some kind with like a whole bunch of like weird segmented legs and stuff. It was really gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the dragon approaches Mira and Miros, and and like Miros basically had it in the palm of her hands. Like she leads it into the center, where obviously the trap was laid and the dragon falls under, and then basically from then on, Miros just continuously just wails on the dragon, and as she's doing it, she remembers exactly.
She was flicking the wrist.
Yeah.
Yep, very much so.
And she remembered exactly kind of like who she was and all that. Like
so
her
we
amnesia basically
we were getting
appeared.
a little bit of the story finally.
Yeah.
Little by little.
The story was finally completing itself.
And then we get the big reveal that the dragon is actually her father.
Yeah. Who is actually, you know, the king of the kingdom.
The king of the kingdom, who was transformed into this dragon by Mira Jane. Problem was that in exchange she had wiped out her memories temporarily, basically.
And the reason she did that is because her father found out about her love between the cook that was also in the castle, and he didn't want the country to know, or kingdom, that they were gonna marry or like was involved with this peasant. It's gonna ruin the whole high class nobility, you know.
Yep.
It's gonna ruin that. So he had, you know, every good father would do, burn their loved ones alive, you know.
Yeah, burn it at the stake, and also get rid of the child too.
Yeah, abortion.
Abortion, yeah.
So obviously, now that she remembers the whole story, she does not hold back and just straight up kills her dad.
Yeah.
Slices that head off.
No hesitation. And we get a very bittersweet ending with that.
So Elaina just gets inside the house, the castle itself, and sees Mira Rose just eating by herself with she bakes, and then she set up the plates, and all the plates were like in like a family way.
Yeah, in a family unit. So you have like the mother, which is her, obviously, the father, and the child, which she does not have.
Yeah, so you just see her talking to talking to the chairs.
Yeah,
she lost her sanity.
Yeah, and so Elaina obviously did not want anything to do with that, so she just during the day she just kind of flew off.
Yeah,
nothing else for.
She didn't say anything either, huh?
Nope.
She was gone.
She put two and two together, and she realized exactly kind of what happened.
That's how the story ends with this one.
Yep.
It's a bittersweet ending.
Bittersweet ending. Fantastic story though overall, and just a great episode.
Yeah, it was very, very good. I really can't wait for the next one. I know that's
here.
It's kind of like what I say often.
This one.
Yeah, it's very episodic. It reminds me a lot like Kino's Journey or like Bartender. Very episodic. I can't wait to encounter with Elaina these new characters.
Yep.
Can you also say it's like Death Parade too?
Yes, you could say that too.
Yeah, except Death Parade doesn't go anywhere. It's just kind of in the same area, but you get to meet new patrons.
Yeah. It's the episodic formula, which I always did.
Okay, now we move on to the funny episode of the week. Sigururi, episode 4. Oh man, hey Omar.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was more like, what did you think too, man?
So last week I was praising the ever loving, of the last episode, how very serious, how very serious it took itself with the tone and all that, the setup they did with the Valkyries and the whole world. This episode decided to go 180 and just have a good old time with themselves.
Yeah.
with swimsuit service and wacky hijinks.
Yeah.
And
so this episode in general is really comedic.
Yes,
they did not stop the comedic at all.
Yes.
Like, there was no gunfights or anything, or like
there weren't serious fights, but there were
serious
fights.
There was fights, yes.
But yes, it's very comedic. Like once, like one third of the episode. But yeah, it's funny. Obviously, a pillar showed up. They got destroyed. Yada yada. But one of our Azu, she gets shot down. Her plane gets crashed and whatever. Oh, not crashed. It gets injured, so they have to repair it. But they land on a very unknown area, and the pillars could track the Valkyries itself. So if they ever come across their territory, they'll get spotted and get shot up instantly. So what the guy pilots had in mind, since these pillars are on the land, they're on the land of Japan or whatever, they're not in the sea no more, so they could just cruise through the sea. And in order to do that, we gotta have to wear some swimsuits. Wear some very voluptuous swimsuits for the women and the men.
Yeah, this is the part where the comedy kicks in, because like up until now, it was pretty standard, I'd say. Like the Valkyries, they fight against an enemy that's like obviously is overtaking them, and like is giving them a lot of problems, and they try to figure out a way to do it, and then that's when the boys come in. The boys are back, and they got a plan.
Yes, they got a plan to go on the sea.
And this time we get it. Actually, like their personality comes in even more.
Oh yeah.
Than usual.
Their wacky, super happy personality. And we get also our MVP of the episode, Pretty Boy.
Oh yeah.
Pretty Boy saves the day a lot in this episode.
He kind of comes out of nowhere. And okay, but like the thing though is the great thing about this is the boys obviously, and also like I don't know how to explain it. Like
I'll just say, bro, they clap cheeks, bro.
Yeah.
They slap their buttocks like every second they got. Like even when they're just talking, you could just hear them clap it. There, I said it.
Yeah.
Now free rage for you.
Yeah, and it's just like it's just so random.
Yeah,
like, so many random
me
intervals
and
and
Rabbi
stuff.
started cracking up on that. It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious. I'll give you guys that. But I was just like, man, how we go from episode 3 to this? But whatever. They finally get to the base that they were trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
They get compromised because god damn it, those Valkyries can't shut up.
Yeah.
And they take out the pillars really quickly because
Very quickly.
Like we said earlier, like it wasn't like a serious episode. Like it was more for the comedy and wacky hijinks. They were the boys would do.
I think it took them more time to actually get to their own planes than it did for like the actual fighting itself.
Yeah. So, well, all said is done. They save the day, and they introduce a new girl.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where her name is.
We don't know who her name is or anything yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
And yeah, that was Shigurui.
I guess the last comment, they also had an ending that was different for this episode.
Oh yes, the little cute penguins.
Penguins, yeah, they were all dressed in penguin outfits.
So I wonder if that's gonna be a recurring thing, or like get a different ending or not.
Nah, I feel like after this it'll go back to how it was.
It was just like Love is War season 1.
Yeah, with
Chica dance. Yeah, it was just that one episode, but hey,
it stuck to everybody's mind.
it's probably the one thing that like most people remember. Even people who never seen Love is War know about. It was huge.
Yeah, very huge.
And then we're moving on to next anime.
Yes, on to the next anime. We have I'm Standing with 1 Million Lives, episode 4.
That was a 4.
Episode 4. And our heroes, are trying to get details on their new quest and to how to get there, honestly. And they're having trouble because they stumble upon like a merchant, I guess. And they tell them that the destination they have to go to is on the other side of the damn continent. And walking there was going to take them forever.
Struggle.
So, they need horses. But, since this is a video game, there is a quest. There's a quest that a tournament. If they win the tournament, they can get 3 horses as the grand prize.
And like the funny thing is that these horses aren't even like, they don't even look like horses. They look more like the dragons from like ReZero that like Subaru rides.
Yeah, very true. So yeah, obviously our MC guy, he's like, well, let's go do this. We got this, right? So they go to the tournament.
The thing is that the other 2 girls separated because they wanted to save the girl now. Right?
No, that's when they stumble upon the bandits.
Oh
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, so they were onto the tournament, and that's when these bandits show up to attack them and stuff. And they try to attack back, but unfortunately, there's this very specific rule: if you attack human NPCs, that they lose XP.
Because our MC slashed one of them.
Yeah, he slashed one human NPC, and he lost points. It was like, what the hell?
Yeah, because fighting against human characters in this anime is
it's a big no-no.
Well, it's not really a big no-no. There's a lot of ifs and buts attached to it.
That's true. Like, you have to be attacked.
You have to be attacked. It has to be through a counter, and I think
kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, very restrictive video game.
I think it's kind of obvious from the first episode that this world is very much like a video game.
But yeah, they try to retreat since they found out about that. But the girl, the blonde hair girl, she gets caught.
Yeah.
She gets caught, and that's when what you said, Dave, is like the 2 girls wanted to go save her, but our MC is like, fudge that. Let's go get our horses first, and let's level up, and let's continue on the quest. If we finish the quest, we end up saving her either way. So she's gonna be dead weight. Let's go. And the 2 girls are like, no. Let's go save her now.
Yeah.
Quit being a butthole.
So they had to basically, split up from that whole thing, and yeah.
And yeah, that's when these 2 brilliant girls also get caught.
Yeah, they're not the brightest of the bunch.
Yeah, so they get caught. So that leaves only with our MC and onto this tournament, and he loses the first round. But I guess luck was on his side. He stumbled upon Cavell, a warrior knight that so happens to be very nice.
Yes.
And humble, and she agrees to like train him.
Yeah, this is the first time where the characters of this anime are actually getting combat training.
Yeah.
And obviously Yotsuya wants to take advantage of this completely because, again, with him and like all the other party members, none of them know anything about like how to fight like regular monsters or anything like that. So he's taking whatever he can to take advantage of that.
I like that little montage where they showed where he can't do sports.
Oh yeah. So like a kind of
like a flashback thing that happened.
It reflects how he's doing in the video game as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have the little montage, train montage, and that's when he tells her about what happened to her other party members, the other heroes. That they're captured by some bandits, and they talk to like I guess the captain or whatever.
Yeah.
And they they make a plan to go counterattack.
Stealth.
Well, yeah, a little stealth, and then they go all out combat.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job. This army is really good.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, they're not getting no casualties until the bandits summon the berserker of the anime. No, not Berserk from any of the Fate series. Just
or Casey Jones.
or yes, or Casey Jones. Just generic big dude.
Yeah.
But they call Berserker. So it was an interesting little fight they had with the Berserker and Cavell, our warrior knight girl.
Mm.
And at one point she kind of gets like a little sadistic side of just wanting to stab things.
Yeah, it kicked in for whatever reason, and like, yeah, she was just like going all full out. She was having problems though at first, but then thankfully, earlier in the episode, Yotsuya actually had a class change, and he basically became a blue mage.
Yeah.
He was able to like basically accelerate enemy growth, and like also have an increase in being able to convince enemies and such, and like basically talk to enemies. Mm-hmm. And it was really funny. He told the berserkers like, "Hey, somebody's attacking you! Somebody's attacking behind you!" And the berserker listened and he attacked. I'm like, what? That's funny.
That's a very interesting ability that he got.
Yeah. So basically, as they're distracting him, Cavill was able to basically go for the finishing blow and cut its head off.
Pretty much.
Yep. And
they saved the girls.
They saved the party. The party legit thought that they had to wait for 35 whole days before they were rescued, but no, it was one night mainly.
Yeah, one night, and luckily, Cavell's basically MVP of this episode.
Oh yeah.
She convinces her rich father or something to give them kind of like a
loan them a couple more horses.
Yeah.
Which of course the only payment says like, okay, that one horse that we gave you, we just want it back, like, once we're done.
Yeah.
I guess horses are very, very like high commodity.
Yeah. You get the horse back, and I get to train you guys in swords fighting.
Which is a win-win for them because the group doesn't need the horses back.
Yeah.
And then once they get to the destination and they'll beat the quest, and they're done.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
that's the end of that episode. So yeah, Cavill episode MVP.
Yeah. Definitely enjoyed it. Like I feel like this anime is just it's growing on me. I think like it's definitely more. We're getting more like we're getting more characters, and like the characterizations is also like kind of like more clear cut. Yeah. Like the tone is actually fitting more.
Yeah.
Kind of like what it is, because like the first episode it was just kind of all over the place. I was like, is this supposed to be kind of haha comedy or like more serious? Like I don't understand kind of what was going on, but now it feels more clear cut as to what the anime is trying to convey, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, I agree the same way. It's just becoming more of a solid show.
Yeah,
the more time we watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what we stand on. I'm standing with the Million Lives.
Yep. And now we move on to episode 3 of Kimi-sen.
Or the long title, Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. And Isuka and Alice basically have more
screen time.
More screen time. Yeah, it's. I think it's kind of easy to just say that like it's just basically their show.
Yeah.
It's basically trying to convince us that like the Empire versus the mages and such.
Yeah.
Kind of like the struggles that's going on. Alice obviously wants to know more about kind of like what the whole deal with Isuka is, because she eventually finds out that Isuka, like pretty much as soon as he got his current promotion 1 year ago, was imprisoned for releasing a mage.
Yeah.
Out of her lifelong captivity. And so basically Isuka paid the price and was in jail for a year. And from finding that out, it really confused Alice. She's like, what? How is that even possible? Like, why would he do that? Well, he has had a motive.
Is Isuka a good guy?
So yeah, eventually she says, "Hey, we're going to Neutral City again." And Ren immediately found out, like, "Wait, you're trying to It's like, no, if we go there, we might bump into Iska. It's like, yep, that's the plan. Sure enough, they actually bumped into him.
Because two great minds think alike, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because they want to obtain her. Iska needs to obtain her, I guess.
Yeah, he needs to basically capture Alice.
Yeah.
But he wanted to do it more so to kind of like gain an ally, rather than to basically imprison or kill or whatever.
And yeah, like they both meet up in Neutral City, our favorite city in the show, and they just talk it out. Honestly,
yeah,
they talk it out like they're.
Well, they couldn't talk too much in the city, so they had to leave a bit because Captain was getting a little bit too loud.
Yeah. Alice basically had a proposition saying, "Hey, you come on, be my bodyguard.
Yeah, why don't we join forces?
Join the dark side.
Join the Major Society."
Or join this side.
Before he even could answer that question, lo and behold, the founder of the Major Society itself comes destroying the sky, and she makes her grand entrance, and everything hits the fan at that point. Like,
pretty much.
This founder mage just starts wailing on people. Like, it's just a big old action piece between Alice and Iska.
Mm-hmm. So the battle continues, and then I guess they team up and they fight each other. And the what was the girl again? The villain?
Oh, the founder?
The founder loses and falls into like a void.
Yeah, because the founder's pretty OP. Like, she does like big old spells, but not more OP than our OP main protagonist,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the power of their bond, we could stop anything, damn it.
Yep.
And that's pretty much how the episode ended in general.
Yes, because they had a long battle.
Yeah.
And
we get, pretty much it ends right there.
Yep, and that's how it ends. This love story.
And this is gonna end for us.
Yeah, we're not gonna be covering this anime anymore.
Honestly, it felt like the ending of the anime.
It did, yeah. I mean, like, cause we had this founder, like, guardian mage that was like supposed to be like, oh, this is our trump card. This is what we could do to finish the war once and for all, and they pretty much used her already by the third episode.
Yep, and it's a damn shame. It's like they used her way too early. It could have been like a setup more like between the founder, like maybe the big weapon for the empire, but that's the direction they took, and
that's the direction we're taking by saying that we're done.
Yeah, we're ending it here.
All right.
On to the next anime. We have The Day I Became a God, episode 2. And this one was very funny.
Yeah.
Jeez. Odin's my favorite already. And just like the wacky hijinks they do. But yeah, the episode starts off with our main character Yota and his family just accepting Odin into their house. They're like, yeah.
He questioned the mom. He questioned the dad.
Yeah. It's just like...
Even the sister, too.
Yeah, they were all cool with...
her name was Sora.
Yeah, Sora. And Odin's like, yeah, I told you they would accept me. And she's just being super cocky and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But yeah, after all that, they have... they still have to achieve our man's goal. Our man's goal in life. To be... a boyfriend for the childhood friend,
Yeah.
So Odin's still like, okay, I'll help you again, but this time you also gotta help. Your sister's doing like this film thing, so we could kill two birds with one stone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we get the movie references that they make.
So the first reference was what was it?
Armageddon.
And
it was funny. Very funny. Oh man,
I like that the dad was in the whole thing too.
Yeah, I love the dad.
Was supportive. Yeah.
Very supportive of the kids.
Son.
But the whole time, like the childhood friend, she's just like not knowing what's going on. She's like so out of it. It's like, what's happening?
Yeah, I was kind of confused. I was thinking like, wait, is this for the whole film project? Did they actually like give her a script to like go off of, or did they just kind of like grab her?
I think they just grabbed her.
Yeah, I feel like they just grabbed her
because he wanted I guess to say his, that he loves her.
Yeah, like, because Odin, the whole plan with Odin, he was like, oh, if she sees this side of you, maybe she'll fall in love with you, and then she'll give you a hug and kiss, and I did my job. And none of that happened with Armageddon. And then to do another spoof with Rocky Balboa, that one's my favorite. Yeah.
It's funny when he starts yelling the name.
Yeah, the famous Adrian. They say the girl's name instead. And she's like, what?
You don't have to yell. I'm right here.
Yeah, exactly.
And he still kept going. I was like, oh man.
Hey man, it was his first sister's project, for film project.
It was funny too because like each day that they film, the sister Sora, she's like she just gets like more and more just like into it. She's like, yes,
this is good.
I could use this.
This is good. And I don't think they did, right? They did the Edward Scissorhands.
They did, yeah.
Little film.
Because she was still able to film like him running away and stuff.
Yeah.
It worked out.
It was very funny. But after all that, it didn't work. She did not fall in love with him or anything. So Odin had another idea.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, how about you write her a song? And it's like, Odin, I don't know how to write a damn song. And like, well, thank God you're friends with me, right? Because I got you covered.
Do a montage.
You can thank me because I am God.
Yep. And so Odin trains our boy Yota to play the piano in a piano store. And it's a very cute montage with them and the store owner too. And now it's time to prove Yoda his skills on the piano, which our childhood friend, she has a piano in her home too. Mm-hmm. And he starts playing, but he was just doing by memory. He wasn't reading the notes or anything. And I guess that's inspired her to jump in and just to actually play the song.
We get to see her emotions finally.
That was the first time she actually smiled. Yeah.
She smiled and she was in her element.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very touching.
And then after that, she asked the question whether if you're into, was it if he was into the playing it? That's why he joined the school.
Yeah. And that was his moment.
Yeah.
That was his time to ask her out, basically.
Yeah.
And then he chickened out.
Pretty
again.
much.
He did. Well, no, not again. I mean, like the first time he actually did ask her out, but like I think that trauma kind of like got to him. So
you're right.
He didn't want to push it.
Yeah. So he chickened out, and Odin was like, "Come on, man, I'm God, but there's so much I could do, man."
literally handed to you like in a silver platter, and you didn't even take it.
Or at least he said thanks.
Yeah.
He did.
So we'll get to find out what's going to happen next episode.
Yes, because there was a tease in the end where Sora, the sister of Yota, gets kind of like beat up or something.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly what's going on with that, but we'll find out.
Yes. On to the next anime.
Mm-hmm.
We have Taiso Samurai. Episode 3.
The episode where we actually like get legitimate gymnastics.
Yes! Finally. And what an episode.
Yeah, so the episode basically kicks off with by introducing, I guess, the third main character that we see in like the promos and like the ED and stuff. Mm-hmm. Tetsuo, a 17-year-old prodigy of a gymnast that actually made it to nationals in high school and such. And he basically comes in and basically tells down to Jotaro's like, "Hey, you should have retired. Yeah, this isn't your place anymore. You're done. You're
done, old man."
Yeah, and he basically gives him an ultimatum. It's like, "I'm going to challenge you to a gymnastics match, and if I win, you're not going to be able to perform anymore. or you're done basically.
Give up.
You give up on gymnastics. There's no future for you anymore. And so his coach actually agrees for him because he was thinking of doing it anyway. Yeah. But the condition is that he has a month and a half to basically train and get up to speed basically because of his shoulder injury. And yeah, I guess just like with Zei became God, there's also a training montage here too with Taizo Samurai.
Yeah, and it's very cool to see actually how
he's putting his effort on it.
Yeah, you see the acupuncture, you see him basically redoing the basics and all that stuff.
He's taking his time this time. He's not pushing himself hard.
He's not going too heavy or anything like that. He's trying to go at it with a different approach.
Have that condition.
Different approach, basically conditioning himself into becoming more like he used to without having to have that pressure on him.
In his prime. Mm-hmm. And after all that montage, the day comes to the big showdown between him and the New Blood.
I think the thing that was kind of sad, it was when we see the ninja guy. Well, he was walking in the streets.
Leo?
Leo. Yeah. He sees the daughter getting teased by the boys, the other boys. Yeah.
Yeah, she was getting bullied, but
because of his dad.
Yeah, but
that doesn't go anywhere though.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But it is a hint.
It's a hint. That's what I think.
What might happen in the future?
But
she keeps her smile up.
Yeah, she's a strong character. Yeah. She don't give up that easily. Anyways, the big showdown happens, and our boy Jotaro does a great job. I have to say, it looks beautiful. I mean, obviously, I'm not a gymnastic fan or whatever.
No, I feel like that's kind of like the appeal of a lot of great sports anime is that even if you're not a fan of a particular sport, it's meant to draw you in.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
most definitely.
This matchup between Tetsuo and Jotaro is basically what it needed to kind of have that edge, where it's like you have two people going at it, giving it their all and stuff like that.
So the thing that caught us off guard was this one scene where he did a flip, and he was this close to missing. So we get a little flashback, but not a flashback. They made it seem like he missed the pole itself.
You mean a flash forward, right?
A flash forward, or what was in his head at that point?
Yeah,
his ideas to kind of
he's gonna miss it again.
This could happen,
Yeah, but
so he catches us off guard, but then all of a sudden, it goes back and we see him actually grab the pole. I'm like, dang, yes.
Yeah, grab the pole, do more flipping dips, and sticks the landing, perfect, solid ground. Mm-hmm. And you would think Jotaro would win because that's an amazing performance he did.
Nah.
Everyone's supporting him and stuff, but no.
Our Mr. Serious guy over here.
New blood.
Tetsuo goes super hard on gymnastics, and he just goes full on, goes triple flip and everything. The Aragaki specialty. And perfects it at the tender young age of 17.
Yep.
And so, of course, unfortunately, because of the fact that Tetsuo won, by proxy, Jotaro has to quit gymnastics. However, Leo does the unthinkable, the dishonorable, the begging for forgiveness.
Yeah.
The bow. And then same thing with the coach. He's like, "Hey, come on, man, don't do this.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing." Everybody literally kind of tags on. It's like, no, we need him to go continue. And so eventually Tetsuo is just like, he doesn't say it, but it's basically like, do whatever you want. Just whatever. This is ridiculous. I'm out of here.
Yeah, and I could see why the other characters wanted to, keep Jotaro around because obviously when we're watching him do his stuff, perform. It's honestly touching because he's an older guy, but he can still hang with the new bloods.
Oh, this is gonna be the good part right now. After this, so pretty much what happens is that Jotaro puts his hand on the guy's shoulder, right?
Yeah. He basically he he's kind of like leveling up with him or whatever, like just agreeing with him. But he's just like the new blood's just pissed. He's like, nah, whatever, you know, just I'll see you at the competition or whatever.
Yeah, I see your moves right now. I could do better.
Yeah, weak sauce. And yeah, that's how the episode ends. Mm-hmm. Not the outcome you would think of that our boy winning, but he still has a fighting chance.
Yeah, it just shows the kind of like the goals that Jotaro kind of has set for him. Like, he's still in the game. He's still doing what he's got to do, to kind of like get back into the top, without having to destroy his own body.
Yeah.
Right now, we move on to our next anime. We move on to Talentless Nana, episode 3.
Yes.
This one was very mind game heavy. We finally have an episode centering around Kyoya and with Nana. And basically Nana trying to figure out what the hell is Kyoya's deal. Kind of like what's going on. We find a lot about kind of what Kyoya is about in regards to kind of like his living situation, his personality, all that stuff.
Finally get to know what he is in general.
Yeah.
He was more secretive on episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was basically just trying to like piece together like the puzzle. I mean, even the way the episode starts off was pretty wild too. Because, like, it's raining and everything like that, and the only thing you see is just this man at the same cliff there where Nanao fell originally, and he just kind of like hops into the water itself to basically figure out what's kind of piece together what's going on. And the next thing you know, everybody's wet completely, like, and then he comes in, he has like a little like algae on his hair. It's hilarious.
I thought it was seaweed.
Algae is seaweed.
Oh, is it?
Seaweed is algae, yeah.
I'll continue.
So then, of course, Nana, basically on her toes, is trying to still scope out what's going on with Kyoya and all that stuff. And Kyoya, just out of the blue, just like, hey, I want a friend.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends. How does friendship work?
Is this how it works? Do I just request it?
Yeah, can you just come on to my room?
Yeah.
I'll show you a couple things.
Was that the same style like Light and L? Because they were friends, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Light and L their relationship was kind of more like partners, I guess. Because Light was trying to confirm who Kira was.
Yeah, they were like working in the same area.
Yeah.
They were like co-workers.
Co-worers, alright.
Yeah,
continue.
I guess so, yeah.
But these were like, we're in the same school, let's be
we're
friends.
Classmates,
since, Nana's the most popular girl.
Yeah. Despite being a transfer student, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we get to see, Koya's living situation. He's all over the place. Nana can't get a read on him.
No.
He's like, he likes games, but he likes, cats, or like, why does he have tags on his vegetables? It's very weird. So she can't get an easy read on him. Mm-mm. So it's very entertaining to watch, just to like watch these two like try to figure each other out. And there's a point where Koya, they're about to like go back to living by themselves, and Koya's like, hey, you know what this is? And it shows them Nanano, I forget his name.
Nanao. They had the same name, yeah.
Yeah, Nanano, his watch, and it kind of triggers Nana for a bit, and he keeps asking the questions, and he brushes off for a bit. He's like, all right, I was just making sure, because you were with him then before all the disappearance and all that. So
yeah,
just curious, keep it on his toes, and her on her toes, most definitely.
Yeah, but the thing is, keep it on her toes for realsies though, because Nana, after that whole thing, she basically decided, okay, tomorrow it's gonna be the day. I'm gonna blow this guy into smithereens.
Yeah, it's because he doesn't expect it. He doesn't expect, because he takes care of a cat.
Yeah.
In an abandoned like janitor shelter.
That no one goes in there.
Yeah, janitor closet, and he kind of lives there too in a way. Like he has his setup there.
Yeah, he has a setup for the cat and everything like that, and he basically is just kind of doing his own thing, you know, just trying to feed the cat and all that good stuff. But Nana takes that into consideration, takes that into advantage and stuff, and rigs the whole joint by basically having a gas leak go off and inside of the shed where, you know, it has a little like gas stove and all that stuff. And yeah, Kyoya didn't notice any kind of gas leakage or anything like that. Turns on the stove and then boom, blows up. Yeah.
And he dies, right?
No, he does not die. We actually figure out Kyoya's talent, and it's invulnerability.
What?
Literally cannot die.
Yeah, but how is Nana gonna kill her?
I don't know.
And that's the big twist. Or the one that's been, you know, on her toes can't get killed. Mm-hmm. And it's a very good twist indeed on how, like, oh man, the thorn on my side is gonna get bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's how that episode ends.
Honestly, I love it.
It was pretty funny though.
It was
that little scene where his body just flops down.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, it flops down, but you know, cures that thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I really enjoyed it because it just kind of shows shows a deeper dynamic between these two, where it's like you have like you said, like it's a light and L dynamic where like light is trying to basically cleanse the world, but L is trying to stop it, while also, I guess, inadvertently working with the enemy too. So it's really cool, trying to see who's gonna get to the truth first.
And yeah, I just wanted to make a side note. Like I know with Samurai and Nana, we those are episode 3s, and we are keeping those.
Yeah, those are for sure we're keeping.
Yeah, just wanted to make that quick side note.
Yup.
Because on to the next anime we have is Akudama Drive.
Akudama Drive.
Episode 3.
It's set up for the next heist involving a train station.
Yes.
There's a lot of rules set up in regards to kind of how to approach it. Can't kill any of the security guards because their life is triggered to their life signal is actually triggered to basically the alarms going off and reinforcements popping up.
Yep. So it's a very high security place for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it was a lot of setup in this episode.
Very much a lot of setup involving
the whole entire episode itself.
Like it's cool to see because you know it's kind of like the operation, and like you know, like in Oceans 13 and 12, like I mentioned again, of how it works. Like you know, all right, we have this group go do this, and we have this group. You know, once this happens,
do they also explain?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do. And then there's also like an elevator where they have to both press the button at the same time, but it's very high security, and it's wacky kind of thing. But it's very entertaining to see, nonetheless. And I don't remember how it ended.
Yeah, it ended where they actually were able to get the elevator running. They actually were also able to enter the train itself. Mm-hmm. That was going into the destination that they needed. It involved them. They basically shutting down all power in the whole city itself.
Oh yeah.
And then when it basically reemerged, they were able to get back in. They were able to get into the train, but unfortunately that triggered the alarms. The hacker was able to kind of keep suppressed for basically the entire heist. And yeah, that was basically where it ended. Yep. They got to the big bad office. Not really officer, but I guess kind of like the gatekeeper, I guess, that they had to take down, and that's where it ended.
Yeah.
If you guys are wondering why we kind of sped through this episode, is because this is also another anime that we're axing.
What?
Yeah. So the first episode was really hype. The second episode had some hype moments, but the third episode was just all set up. So I feel like because of kind of the inconsistency of how this anime is rolling, it's not really a good fit for the for the podcast itself. And again, we have to also kind of cut some anime out for time because we have a lot of anime. So if we had to get rid of a few, unfortunately, Akudama Drive is one of them. So
yeah, like unfortunately with this one, like I feel like it did blow its load way early.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know, the concept was basically a Suicide Squad, which was cool to see in anime, but the past 2 episodes just
felt similar, you know.
Very similar, like tone and like just setup was not their place.
It's like picture doing like bounties on a game. Just keep doing bounties, the same bounties.
Yeah.
Or bounties, different situation.
Well, no, it's more like I guess. No, yeah, you got it right.
Yeah.
Bounties, like little side quests.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna drop it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys want to keep watching it, you know, more power to you. And yeah, on to the next anime.
Damn.
We have Dragon Quest Dai, episode 4.
Yep.
And this is we get to see the fight between Dai and the Dragon Master.
Yep.
Basically, they have the little fight. You know, the dragons beating up Dai like badly, like blowing fire in his face and just tossing him around like a salad. And you know, it's looking bad for Dai, and it's so bad that the golden slime itself was like went to go get Pop. Damn, I'm really forgetting his name.
It's Pop, yeah.
It's Pop.
Pop, yeah, getting Pop to help them because like who else is gonna get grab for help?
Yeah.
But you know, Dai thinks on his toes, and he's like, you know what, Earth Slash is not working. So I remember Master telling me about the other slashes, so I think I have to use Water Slash because you know water beats fire, right?
Yeah,
pretty much.
And he does it. He does it perfectly fine. Like he does it like a perfect slice, and it grazes the dinosaur, but it just knocks down the master. It's like, oh no, you actually hurt my nose.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool and innocent, but then unfortunately, you know, troubles a brew. Because the Dark Lord that was defeated so long ago has finally arisen yet again.
Yes.
To basically exact revenge on mankind.
And he came to pay a visit.
Yeah.
To the island.
To the peaceful island that we know and love.
Yep. And he is super pissed. He wants revenge.
The force field itself was the thing that he did.
Yeah, it was the one that Avon actually set up originally. And yeah, he was still able to basically break through that barrier.
Yeah. So you know,
scary stuff.
They know that this guy was all business. So that
Pop
Dai and Pop just hired.
Pop was like, hey, let's get going. This guy's big. Like don't mess with this dude.
He's not here to play around.
Yeah. Avon can take care of him because guess what? Avon was the one that originally took care of the Dark Lord because he was the hero.
What?
Yeah.
He was the hero before?
Yep.
That is crazy. See, I didn't see that. I was like, I maybe if I put 2 and 2, like he trains heroes, like what? He must have been a hero too, you know. But I didn't really think that through. But you know, not seeing it, like you know, all in this episode,
it all comes together.
It all makes sense. It all makes sense why he wants his train to die because he was once a hero himself. So yeah, they have a rematch. The Dark Lord. Well, he has a name, Hadar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the Dark Lord, or was it?
No, he is the Dark Lord.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah,
Was
but
it?
I guess
Yeah,
I know.
I'm going a little bit too ahead. Yeah.
I know what he's trying to say. Because Avon beats him, but the Dark Lord himself reveals that he can regenerate, and he's more powerful than his last encounter with him.
And the reason why is because he actually serves below another.
Yes.
The Dark King.
The Dark King himself.
Yes, and so
that's our true.
That is the true leader. It's like you have like the boss. It's like, oh man, this actually turns out the boss actually has another boss.
Yep.
So what's going on?
So the Dark Lord's not in the final form, and since he's now juiced up from the Dark King's power, you know, it's troubling for Avon to withhold.
Oh, he has regeneration too, in a way. The guy.
Vaughn?
No, the other guy.
The Dark Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the guy that we were talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he has super regeneration, and it's it's tough for Vaughn, and he's in a tight pickle.
Yeah. So, Dai comes in and tries to rescue him. He's like, "No,
not my master."
He gets slammed.
Yeah, he gets slammed around, and he was just he was getting his shit rocked too. But eventually he was like, "Hey, just be gone, you children. I don't need you at all." But unfortunately, he notices, wait a minute, my finger's bleeding. Why? So he basically comes to the conclusion, he's like, you know what?
Never mind.
I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I'm just gonna gonna kill you guys and just get you guys done and over with. But Vaughn, I kind of took a little bit of a note from Piccolo and decided to save him, save his pupils.
Yes, do the ultimate
He took
block. My body's a shield.
He took the hit, and that's where the episode ends. So
Yes.
we
don't know what happens.
We don't know what happens yet.
We have a feeling.
We have a feeling.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens to Vaughn's fate.
Mm-hmm.
And and on to the last anime.
Move on to Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 4.
Or the English title, Sorcery Fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's so from the last cliffhanger that we saw, the Devil's Womb, kind of demon was supposed to emerge and hinted that was gonna eliminate one of our main trio.
Yeah.
We don't exactly know kind of how that's going to come about, but we basically find out that this building that is suspected to house a special class curse has hostages, people to rescue, and the trio is there to send to go and check that out.
Yeah,
and
no
Yuji
sensei this time.
Yeah.
No sensei. Sensei dipped off and basically says, "Okay, don't expect any souvenirs. I'm gonna go and do my own thing."
Yeah.
Yuji also has more of like a morale boost from a mom that is very concerned about her son. So to make sure that he's okay and all that stuff. And he's like, you know what? Don't worry. We'll take care of it. We'll find him for you.
We'll save your son.
So they go in, and unfortunately, they find a couple mangled up corpses.
Yo.
One of which unfortunately belongs to her son, dead on the ground, no limbs or anything like that.
Brutal.
And they're trying to find out. Unfortunately, Nobara is sucked into the void of down below. Fighting off her own battles, basically, separated from the main team. And meanwhile, you have Fushiguro and Yuji taking down actually getting to meet this special demon.
Yep.
Yeah, they pause for a second.
Yeah.
Stand still.
With this terrifying, grade A curse.
Yeah.
And
Yuji tries to whack at it, but gets his whole hand cut off.
yeah, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, he did the look where he turns to the left and his hand was gone.
His hand was gone. He didn't even notice.
Yeah, it
happened so fast.
He was like, damn, he chopped my hand off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so this curse is so powerful. Like, it's tossing these guys a salad.
Yep.
Really badly. And it's tough to watch.
Yeah.
You're like, man, like it's happening.
Yeah, so basically, but thankfully Yuji kind of came up to the conclusions like, hey, you know what? Fushiguro, go ahead, try and rescue Nobara, and then when you guys give me the signal, I'll hold him off as much as I can, and when you guys give me the signal, I'll transfer my consciousness over to Sukuna, and he can take over from there.
I guess only one thing that came out of it, I was like, that little scene where his little creature thing was literally like destroyed.
Oh
by
yeah,
this monster.
Yeah,
because that wasn't just one thing; it was also Yuji's hand.
Yeah, that too. But I was like, damn, they couldn't even sense the monster.
No, that's how bad it was.
That's how powerful he was. This curse.
Yeah.
And he does that. finds her like in a very perfect timing, honestly, because she was about to get devoured by this ugly looking curse.
All of these curses were ugly.
Yeah, so
it definitely sells the fact that like, hey, these are monsters, you know.
Yeah, so you feel no sympathy for them. But yeah, he captures her by like a little frog he has that he summons as well.
Yeah,
it was very cool. And he gets her out of there. She's like, you know, she looks badly wounded because there's also like a guy that's like in charge of the place, maybe, or like.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that he's with Jujutsu Tech, so he's kind of because he knows the students, he understands like curses and stuff. So yeah, that's what we assume.
Yeah, so he gets her out of there, while like he's contemplating to like go back in or help, you know, our boy, and he gives out the signal. He gives the wolf howl to, you know, because he was getting his salad tossed really badly to a point. His like he got like super beamed just like to the face, and like his fingers were like falling off, and it was nasty, man.
Yeah. He was so upset.
Yeah, because, you know, what was he fighting for? Like, was he too cocky, or what is he not?
He felt like he was not. He felt like he was strong, but technically he was not strong enough.
Yeah, his morale was going super down, but luckily, you know, the signal came in, and that's when, you know, he let over the demon takeover.
And Suguna was just going all ham. Well, at first it was funny too. At first he actually wanted to negotiate with the demon and with the curse, and actually said, "Hey, why don't we team up and actually go deal with the other guys outside?" The curse doesn't like really care about any of that. He just kind of like wants to just do his own thing and just kind of like just whoop ass basically, regardless of who it was.
Yeah, because he was terrified. He was terrified of him because he knew who he was. Who doesn't know who he was?
Exactly.
So he was like, I better kill him now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I can to just get this done.
Yeah.
But with no avail. Like literally, he was just kind of, not just kind of. He was getting wrecked. Like,
yes.
The wrecker has now become the wrecky.
Yeah, very much so, and it's very cool to watch. It's just how the table turned real quick, and just how he's toying with him.
Yeah.
Like this curse that was troubling them like in the beginning. It's just like that. It's just
literally like slashing limbs left and right, and then like he eventually just like pretty much crucifies him.
Yeah, he did like an ultimate move to end him off.
Yeah, he summons his Bankai and basically just basically slices him into 5 different separate pieces to eventually get one of his fingers back, which was I assume is what the demon had in possession, which made him into an S-class person in the first place. And yeah, that's where the episode ends. He tries to before the episode ends, he actually tries to swap consciousness back with Yuji. Yuji's not coming back, and so that kind of gives him a signal. Okay,
I'm back, baby.
Parents aren't home. I can do whatever I want.
Yes.
And that is where the episode
He gives
ends.
a big grin.
Yep.
Big old sinister grin.
Yeah, that's where the episode ends. So, solid episode.
Very much so.
Again, like this anime has just been consistently just like just a banger all throughout.
Yes.
Can't wait for the next one. And now we move on to not anime news.
No news.
But
game news.
No news at all. Just straight up no news at all. But what we're gonna give you guys instead is a little treat. We actually saw Lupin the Third, the first in theaters.
Yes.
Despite everything going on, it was select seating. We had to drive all the way down an hour and a half, to get to a theater that actually aired it. But still, we got to see the movie.
Yes, and what a treat it was.
It was. Oh my goodness. So first off, if you guys got to this part of the video, full spoiler disclosure, we're going to be talking about a lot of what we liked about the movie. So there's going to be a lot of spoilers for the movie.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, go see it.
Go see it. Please do. And then come back here when you guys are, good, set, and ready.
Yes.
But yeah, so where do we begin? So the animation, from what the trailers and stuff, it lives up to it. 110%.
No false advertisement here.
Nope. And
it was really entertaining, animation wise.
Animation wise, it was entertaining. Story wise, it was also like really solid. Like it was a solid adventure. Like
yeah, it's
honestly
classic.
All right, I guess what you thought.
What
right?
I thought it was fantastic. I going in, I kind of knew exactly what kind of movie I was gonna get myself into. Now, again with Lupin, it's like it's you're not gonna go home disappointed regardless of the type of adventure this is gonna be. Lupin's been through a lot of slapstick kind of adventures, a lot of like, you know, adult adventures as well, like, you know, a lot of grim, gory kind of stuff. And this one in particular reminds me very similarly to two different things. It reminds me of the Part 2 anime from the 70s. It's like very lighthearted, a lot of like comedy and stuff. And it also reminds me a lot of Castle of Cagliostro, which I think is by far probably the most well-known of like Lupin's like movies or just stuff in general. It's a nice blend. Like it's a nice blend of like new and old, and it's just a fun time altogether. And like again, the action sequences are fantastic. And
just a quick note: during the time we watched it dub.
We watched it dub. So, yeah, and I guess to comment on the English dub itself, English dub is fantastic. They brought back pretty much all the actors, all the voice actors and stuff that have done all the, you know, the Lupin TV series and all the movies and stuff. They came back to reprise their roles as well. And again, it's just fantastic. I guess one of the things that you kind of want to look out for is that this anime movie isn't the lip flaps aren't exactly kind of like a normal anime. They don't move kind of like in ones and twos and stuff. It's all fully enunciated. So unless you pay attention, you're not gonna notice it too much. But if you do pay attention, you're gonna notice that like some of the words don't match up with what they're saying, because everything that's animated is kind of like a Western animation where it's like it's all like animated to what they're saying, rather than just kind of like up down like we're used to in normal anime.
What would you rate it?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
All right. I agree. No, 9.5. 9.5. Yeah. It's a fantastic movie. It's still not my favorite Lupin movie. I think my favorite is still Castle of Cagliostro, but oh man, this one was really close.
All right.
Really close.
One thing. Rabi is more knowledgeable of Lupin.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
Omar seen a film prior to this movie, and this is new to me.
Yeah.
All right, so
we have many views of Lupin. We have a veteran, we have a semi, like, you know, newbie, and we have a complete new person watching Lupin itself.
Yeah.
And for me, that's only seen the one movie with the dark tonal one with I'm really blanking out.
Goemon. The Goemon OVA.
Yeah, compared to that one to this one, very different animation, which I dig. I always dig when, you know, different the property itself goes different, and the animation is beautiful. It reminds me a lot like Western anime movies like Pixar or, you know, DreamWorks. They do solid work. But yeah, I loved how you brought up the Western vibe, because honestly, after watching this movie, I was proud, like, because like most of the time, like when it comes to anime movies, it's a very specific audience that you want to request it to. With Lupin the Third, the first, I requested everybody. I was like, yeah, this movie's amazing. If you want to have a good old fun adventure time, this is the movie. Like this. Oh yeah, it's beautiful to watch. You automatically love the characters right off the bat. With Lupin and the whole gang, honestly, and including the new characters they introduced.
The characters specifically for the movie are also really well done too. They set up it's all set up really, like, you know, perfectly and stuff like that, and like the cast also, like the mainstay cast also pulls their weight too.
Yeah,
Goemon is hilarious. You know, Goemon is a badass and also has some hilarious, you know, scenes and stuff too. Jigen is of course like the best bro. Also, his shooting's also, like, you know, it's also like, you know, top class, all that stuff.
Ace.
And Fujiko of course, being the class A babe that she is also like fantastic too. So.
And my favorite character, the cop.
Zenigata?
Yes. Oh, man, he's just my favorite. He's very classic, like, I'll get you next time character. Oh, man.
But, like, in the opposite role, because usually when you see that, it's usually, like, the bad guys, like Team Rocket or, Team Rocket's usually the bad guy.
Yeah.
But Zenigata, he's a cop. Because of the fact that Lupin and crew are thieves and stuff. So technically Lupin's like the bad guy.
Yeah. But you like root for it's kind of, honestly it felt I'm sorry if I'm comparing it like Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah.
Like how you have like The Rock was after them, but like later on they joined forces.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. That's how I felt it. They're one big family.
Well, except in Zenigata's case, his extent is only to like have truces. He almost, actually no, not almost. He never joins like the crew or anything like that. He's always after, like in the end, his main goal is to capture Lupin and crew, especially Lupin in particular. He literally dedicates his life to capturing Lupin. That's how into the craft he is.
Yeah,
so
but
what is your rating?
My rating, man, I give it a 9 as well. A solid 9, man. This is very fun,
so
very
we got a
entertaining.
9.5 and then a 9. All right.
What about you, David?
For me, this is the first experience of Lupin in general, so I didn't know what to expect in general through the film. The beginning shows the little intro of Lupin himself, and I guess from what I see from him is that out of all the characters, he's the most animated character,
Oh, yeah.
He's the most, like, Looney Tune-ish character in a CGI film.
Yeah, he's more cartoonish.
Yeah, so out of all of them, I feel entertained with him. He kept the show really funny in parts. There was a lot of scenes with him in general where he made, like, a little getaway move.
Yeah.
His body movements are like I said, cartoonish.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting that out of the character itself. And animation was great. The music was amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, throughout the whole film was awesome. Characters, the detail on characters were pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
I was like, jeez. I felt like Omar said, I felt like a Disney film, but in a Japanese way.
Yeah. And I do want to mention, like, I'm glad that you brought up the music, but the music is actually like pretty much almost entirely taken out from the series itself. So a lot of it is actually just like mostly remixes from like, especially like the part 2 anime in particular, because the thing is that Lupin as a property like is mostly well known for the part 2 anime in particular, because like even like the way the title card, like I don't know if you noticed in the beginning of the movie when it shows that the title card, it shows Lupin the Third, the First, like that's also from the part 2 anime and how it kind of rolls out the episode.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of the story in general was entertaining. This movie was not long, but it managed to stay in like the pace continued on and on, so you knew what the story in general like continues. It didn't drag anything, it didn't pull anything.
No,
it stayed consistent throughout the whole film. There was certain areas, but there weren't much of an annoying in general.
Yeah.
So it just kept pushing and going and going. A lot of funny moments too, and I guess the one that caught me off guard, and I think most of you thought.
This is what the spoiler warning is mostly for, by the way.
Oh yes, most definitely.
I'll say it. It's Hitler.
Yeah. Hitler shows up, baby.
Yeah. Hey, in 1945, Hitler killed himself in a bunker. Nah, of course not. He escaped to South America.
Yeah.
Brazil. Here's a photo.
The alt-right is here.
Mein Führer.
Yes, my Führer is alive.
Oh, and also the detail on locations too. Whenever it pans out stuff too, that was awesome. Mm-hmm. Like you could see like when that the explosion of the plane itself.
The weapon.
The weapon.
The Eclipse.
The Eclipse. Yeah, that was deadly.
Oh yeah.
He destroyed like a piece of Mexico and stuff.
This is a step above nuclear technology. We're literally manifesting black holes.
Yeah, which I don't know how the ancient civilization had a hold of this, but you know, they were more wiser to use it. Unlike...
I mean, there was even a part of the movie where they were like kind of like playing with gravity too.
Yeah,
like Lupin and friends were like going around in the ceiling and in the walls and stuff. Like it was crazy.
I love that most of the characters have their accents, like accents for certain characters, like Germans have the German accent.
Well, mostly the bad guys, like because you know most of the bad guys in this are obviously they're German.
Yes,
you know, they're devout followers of the Nazi regime. So
the Führer.
Yeah, my Führer. Yeah. So.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the movie?
Oh, my favorite part of the movie? I don't know where to begin. Man. It's
and then
you're right. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
My rating is a 9 as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's solid.
Solid 9 for
yeah. The movie was consistent. It kept going. It had good characters. None of the characters felt like they were like dragged, like low, or like they were just thrown in there. They had a part. Everyone had a part in this film.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But go.
Oh yeah. So favorite part, man. I don't know. It's just there's so many great parts to just kind of like I just can't pick anything. Like they got, of course, you got like the Goemon, like not trying to like not to let go of his precious sword, and you also have like when Zenigata was captured, it was Zenigata got into the plane and like you see like his face was drawn on. It's like
Well, the beginning part was funny too. Where he got captured.
When Lupin got captured and then they drew on his face. That was also great too. So, man, it's just so much. I mean, if I had to pick a scene, if I absolutely had to pick a scene, I would probably say the moment where Lupin was stood up from the wheelchair as Hitler. That one actually caught me off guard, and it was just like it's hilarious. I mean, not really off guard. I kind of had a feeling that like something's probably up with Hitler.
Yeah.
And then like when he got up, that was classic Lupin, where he like wears the mask and everything like that. He's just kind of like in disguise. Like you can't get any more classic than that. It's just so good.
It was funny too, where he takes out the gun too.
Yeah. It's like of course.
I already took.
Yeah, he already took the bullet out because like earlier in the scene, and that's the thing. Like the cool thing about Lupin, at its core, is that if you pay attention to certain details, you get rewarded for it basically. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like there was even one where like where Letitia, the girl from the movie. She gets taken by the guard, like right after, and then you actually see like glimpses, you actually see like a quick shot of Jigen's face, which obviously hints at like, hey, Jigen,
the gang's up to something.
The gang's up to something, yeah. So it rewards you for like looking into this kind of stuff, and I love it.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good. What about you, Dave? What's your favorite part?
You said your favorite part?
Nah, but you go.
Me in general?
Yeah.
For me, I think is when you see the group together when they were trying to figure out the traps and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just through the whole little route of where they went through the traps, like the cup, the old cup trick to hear the thing.
Yeah, when they're trying to like listen in on stuff. Yeah.
So they went through that whole puzzle, and then at the end of the road, Lupin had to go through the thing. It was funny. They had to pick him. You have to go.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty funny. So everyone had to sacrifice a little thing. like everyone did sacrifice, I think.
Basically, yeah.
So at
Jigen's hat, Goemon's sword.
So then Lupin does the whole... I love that whole sequence where he's
that was
flipping
brilliant.
and everything.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
And then he sees his father's
his
cane.
grandfather's cane and his hat. Yeah,
he takes it and then he figures out a way to launch himself even faster.
Oh yeah, that was
awesome.
Great.
And then he finally gets to the end and he's like, "Oh, I guess you got us." Like I love that those moments where he realized like, "Oh, I'm caught."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my favorite scene throughout that whole I guess the whole trial thing or puzzle thing.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
I like how we all had different ones because I was way off from everyone else. I enjoyed every one of you guys' scenes, but my favorite part was with the lock.
Oh yeah.
With Letitia and
her name.
Her name being the actual combination itself.
Yeah.
And it shows how smart Lupin is on his toes.
Yeah.
Because he literally only had a minute to solve this puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And she made it worse.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But him being a smooth guy, he's just like, all right, well, I guess this is my only shot. I guess I'm gonna take it.
I think another detail that I like is that the fact that he didn't reveal the answer right after.
And that's why I liked
he
it.
Saved it. Yeah,
he saved it for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything he had was planned.
Yeah.
Like he would plan to do the specific things.
And it felt earned too.
Yeah, and it's very. I could say this with the great heart. Like you could rewatch this many times and find different things.
Mm-hmm.
So moments like we said, like maybe you didn't catch it, and you'll probably watch it again and be like, oh man, they were right.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So that's our take on the movie.
That's our take on the movie. I mean, as you can see,
I guess the only thing that sucked about it is that when the whole parents dying and the grandfather thing, that kind of sucked that they died.
Oh yeah, the fact that
how they died.
Yeah, how they died because they died in a car accident basically, like running away from the Nazis. But
and then the grandfather just gets blasted.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, this is just a fantastic movie. Definitely go watch it if you haven't, and if you have, go watch it again. It's fantastic. Cannot recommend this film enough.
Yes, get this on Blu-ray. Damn it.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with that's the end of this week's Animated Squad podcast episode. Be sure to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe. Want to see more, and also of course share the video if you think we're super cool.
Yes,
likewise,
very important.
My name is Robbie,
and this is Omar,
and this is David,
and we'll see you guys next week. Bye
bye guys.
Bye.